And they were crying like crazy. They wouldn't stop crying. And they were trying all sorts of things. Nothing was working. So Vasishtha Muni came and said, no, put Lakshmana with Ram, put Shatrughna with Bharat. As soon as they did that, the kids stopped crying. Which basically gives the indication that Lakshmana was considering himself the servant of Ram, and Shatrughna was considering himself to be the servant of Bharat. And that's how they grew up, serving each other in that way. Now, the mood of all the devotees of Lord Ram, I'm talking about devotees who were with him at that time, like King Dasharatha, Kaushalya, etc., it was the same mood, which is Maryada is more important than anything else. The rules and regulations, promises, words, they are more important than the love. So another difference between Lord Ram and Lord Krishna is that for Krishna, love trumps his godhood and any rules and regulations. For Lord Ram and people around him at that time, the Maryada, the rules and regulations and the traditions and the etiquette, that trumps the love. And I'll give you a very simple example. As you know that when Lord Ram was 27 years old, King Dasharatha, without talking to anybody else, without consulting anybody else, came one day and announced that tomorrow Lord Ram is going to be coronated the king. Everybody was taken by surprise. And as a matter of fact, what happened was that there was a lot of whistling and people saying, yay! And Dasharatha was surprised. He says, I didn't expect that, so what happened? He asked his mantri, Sumantri. I said, Maharaj, I can answer the question, but you have to promise that you won't kill me. He said, of course not. Just tell me what happened. He said, they were hooting and hollering because they were saying that in 60,000 years, you made first good decision in your life. Lord Ram to be coronated. So that's how popular Lord Ram was at that time, right? Anyway, so then you know the story how Kaikeyi was given some advice by Manthara, and he came to her husband saying, remember the two boons you gave me? And for first one I want Ram to be exiled for 14 years, and I want my son Bharat to be the king. And of course Dasharatha didn't want that to happen, and it was very sad, but she said, you made a promise is a promise. So here's the point I want to make. Anyone who has read Ramcharitmanas, the Ramayana by Tulsidas, there's a very famous chopai there. It says, Raghukul Reeti Sadachala Ai, Prana Jai Par Vachana Na Jai, which means that this is the tradition in Raghukul, the dynasty of Raghu, where I've been born, that if you make a promise, that's even if you have to give your life up, you keep your promise. So therefore, I will say yes. Now contrast that with Nanda Maharaj and Lord Krishna. Go back to the Govardhan Leela. They used to worship Indra before that. And Lord Krishna convinced Nanda Maharaj to stop that and worship Govardhan. And Nanda Maharaj said yes. So here's my question. Did Nanda Maharaj not know the consequence of doing that? Did he not know Indra will be angry? Did he not know that Indra will cause devastation in Vrindavan? Did he not know that? Of course he did. But to him, his love for Krishna was much higher than whatever comes. So therefore he said yes. He said, whatever comes, let it come. But I'm going to do something that pleases you. And that's again the difference between Lord Ram, his pastimes, and Lord Krishna and his pastimes. So anyway, so King Dasharatha said yes, and he gave up his life. When he gave up his life, Lord Ram and Lakshmana had already left. And Bharat and Shatrughna were in the house of Kaikeyi, which actually, do you know how she got the name Kaikeyi? Kaikeyi was from what's called Kekadesh. Kekadesh, where there's a lot of peacocks. They make the sound Keka, Keka, Keka. So wherever that is, that's called Kekadesh. That is present day Russia. So Kaikeyi was Russian. And she had been married. And so they were there. So the reason I tell you that is how far away they were. And they had no idea all this has happened. So when King Dasharatha passed away, they were informed and they came as quickly as they could.